Hi, welcome to another video. I'm Laura, and today I want to show you how I made this bracelet using Gem Duos, which are diamond-shaped two-hole beads that are a little bit raised on top, and then on the back side they're flat. And I made this one here with two different colors of Gem Duos, a 4mm pearl, and some bronze O beads. This one here I made with all one color of navy Gem Duos with silver O beads, and these are just 8O seed beads. This one here I made with navy Gem Duos with silver O beads, and these are like 4x6 Rondells. And today I'm going to show you, I'm going to do one in green and white. And I'm going to use like a 3x4 rondelle in this area here. So if that's something you'd be interested in watching, please hit the like button, come back, and we'll get started. Okay, so for this project, I'm using two different colors of Gem Duo beads. I'm using a beautiful green and an off-white. I've got some O beads, and I've got some Rondells. The Rondells I got at Hobby Lobby. You might want to check Hobby Lobby out because more often than not, they have like a 50% off sale going on their beads and jewelry making findings and supplies. So do check those out. These are basically check glass beads, and I got these on Eureka Crystal Beads. I'll have them linked below. And I sometimes get my beads at Fire Mountain Gems, which I'll link them below as well. So I am using 8-pound Fireline and a size 11 beading needle. And I've got like about an arm span of thread. And in the middle, I put a stop bead on. You're going to pick up, I'm going to start with the green. And we're going to make sure that we go through the same hole on each bead because, as I said, these are raised on one side and flat on the other. I don't know if you could tell that, but so we want to make sure we're going in the same hole on each of the beads. So we're going to pick up the Gem Duo O bead, Rondell O bead. Now I'm going to switch to my other color, the off-white. Pick up an O bead, a Rondell, O bead, back to the green. Nope, forgot my O bead. Make sure you put an O bead in between each bead. Okay, now we're back to the green, Gem Duo, O bead, and just keep bringing them down to the stop bead, and that's basically the pattern. You're just going to go all the way to the length of your bracelet. I'll do a few more. We're going to put on a Rondell O bead, going back to the white O bead, Rondell O bead, green Gem Duo O bead, Rondell O bead, off-white O bead, Rondell O bead, green Gem Duo O bead, Rondell, O bead, off-white, O bead, Rondell, O bead. Let's bring them down, and you got to kind of measure as you go. I've got about 3 inches. Need another 3 more. Sometimes with this bracelet, I've found that I need about 6 1/4 of beading. Okay, so we are now at the green. O bead. Rondell, O bead, off-white, O bead, Rondell, O bead, green, O bead, Rondell, O bead, off-white, O bead, Rondell, O bead, green, O bead, Rondell, O bead, off-white, O bead, Rondell, O bead, green, O bead, Rondell, O bead, off-white. Let me measure one more time here, see how far we are. Okay, we're a little under 6 inches, so I'm going to put on 2 more beads, 2 more Gem Duos with the Rondell in between. Oh, now we're going for the off-white. And that should do it. That'll be the length of my bracelet. Okay, and then I'll come back and show you how I put on part of the clasp. Okay, so I apologize. I forgot to list that we are using some 11-0s. Not many, but here I've got some off-white 11-0s. And I am also using 8-pound crystal, the crystal color Fireline, in a size 11 beading needle. That's my go-to. I like to have a 10 and a 12 beading needle handy, but for all projects, unless I specify, I'm using a size 8-pound Fireline in either smoke or crystal. So now we're going to take 3 11-0s, 1 O bead, 3 11/0. That is what's on your needle. And you're coming out of the one side here of the Gem Duo. You're going to go through the other side like so. Okay, and that is going to be one end of where I'm going to put a jump ring on and a clasp. You can use any clasp that you like. I'm going to use a toggle. I like a small toggle for these. So now we're just going to go the opposite direction. We've got the same thread. As you can see, you're coming out of this part of the Gem Duo. You're going to pick up an O bead, a rondelle, and an O bead. And you're going to go through the next Gem Duo and pull. And that's basically it. You're going to do the same thing all the way down. You're going to pick up an O bead and whatever round you're using, and another O bead, and you're going to sew through that other hole in the Gem Duo. Now, you could probably use any 2-hole bead. In fact, I may try this pattern with different 2-hole beads, like a Super Duo or a Tila, and see what it looks like. O bead, rondelle, O bead, and you can kind of see how it's starting to look. I like that. I like the colors. Very spring-like. Pick up an O bead, a rondelle, and an O bead, and you're just going in the second set of holes, going back down this way of your Gem Duo. Okay. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to continue doing the rest of my bracelet, putting an O bead, a rondelle, an O bead in between each of these Gem Duos, and then I'll come back and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so I've gone ahead and put an O bead, a rondelle, an O bead in between each Gem Duo, all the way down to the last one, which is the one we started with, this green one. And I have taken the stop bead off my tail thread and threaded a needle, because what we're going to do is, after I put on the seed beads on this side, we're going to go all the way up, tie a few 1/2-inch knots, and that will be it. We'll have our bracelet. So for this side, we're going to do the same thing as we did on the other side. We're going to pick up 3 11/0, 1 O bead, 3 11/0, and I'm coming out of the top of that Gem Duo, and I'm going to go down the other side, and then you've got your loop on that side. So I'm going to sew up this side just to reinforce, because it's good to have at least 2 passes of thread in, just to make it lay nicely and just to reinforce. So I'm going to go up this side now. This is just a reinforcement. Now go all the way up. And once you get to the top there, the other end, you're gonna just tie a few half-hitch knots, and then we'll burn that thread off, and then we'll go up the other side with the tail thread. I've gone up this side, started to go down the other side again, tied a few half-hitch knots, burned my thread off, and now I've got the tail thread, which I'm coming out of this hole in the Gem Duo. I'm going to go up through those seed beads, come down, and then just go all the way up this side for reinforcement, making sure not to skip a bead, because it could knock your beads out of alignment if you skip a bead and go over it. So just go all the way down the other side, tie a few half-hitch knots, and then we'll put on the toggle. Okay, so I've reinforced both sides and sewn my threads in and taken my 6mm jump ring and put it through that O bead at the top and put one part of your clasp on. Close it up. Going to do the same thing to the other side. Take your jump ring, put it through the top of that O bead, and sometimes you gotta like finagle it a little bit, but it'll go through like that. And close it up. And there we have our bracelet. It's a nice thin little bracelet, and you could probably make it in under a half hour. So I hope you enjoyed spending a little time with me today and learning this bracelet. If you did, I'd love it if you'd hit the like button and hit subscribe so you'll be notified of any time I upload a new video. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.